Hello YouTube folk, this is my second attempt at recording. Yesterday's attempts I have looked at and they are far from perfect, but I've decided to leave them as they are because obviously at a later date, if they've improved, it will show, hopefully. Right, so let's just move on a little bit from yesterday to set the scene a little bit for future vlogs. By the way, I gave the impression yesterday it is only about 10 years of my life. If necessary and if interested enough, I will put details of later, but basically the book I wrote covers those 10 years and the material itself I'm getting from that time. Okay? Right. My mother was 33 when I was born in 1939. My mother was not married, which was not unusual in those days. My father was known to my mother, obviously, but not to anyone else. And that is the stage we're at today, amazingly enough. I am 75 years of age and do not know who my father was. My mother died when I was 12. I think, in all honesty, she would have told me at a later date, but didn't expect, obviously, to die at 45 years of age. After the war, it was not unusual to have dodgy parents, if you like, or dodgy fathers. After the war, this was not the norm, but very much there, and in general didn't make much difference to life. Life was hard enough without worrying about such trivialities. I remember my early days very well, without going into great detail at this moment. The earliest things I remember were VE Day, which was a big event in the life of the country, and obviously to myself. Strangely enough, the thing I remember most of my early days was a so-called vicar, a parson, a man of the cloth, if you like. My family were quite religious, chapel people. They were in fact Moravians, very similar to Methodists, and again I'll explain that later. But I remember at the age of 6 going to our minister and saying very proudly, it's my birthday today, I'm 6. And he said, no it's not. And I was quite taken aback at this. I said, yeah, well, yes it is, it's my birthday. I was only 6, but I knew what I wanted, and I knew what I'd got and I hadn't got, and on this particular day I'd got a birthday. And he said, no, it's not your birthday, it's the anniversary of your birthday. I can remember that very well to this day. That is 69 years ago. The sheer pomposity of adults is seared on my mind from that day. I find adults surprisingly pompous at times. I fall into the trap occasionally, but I hope I don't too often. What else can I explain at this time? I don't explain a great deal because I think I've set the scene. Village boy, dodgy background, happy childhood, happy sort of going about, you know, life in general. We know nothing else, do we? As a matter of interest, my mother went into hospital. I tell a lie, she didn't. It was the other kids that went into hospital with appendicitis, parents with appendicitis, and came out with bundles of joy, if you like. My mother was at home and was ill, and the doctor was sent for, and the family not being the sharpest, was told that she'd got gallstones, and the doctor pointed out that it wasn't gallstones, my mother was in labour. Sad really, but that is life. Not the sharpest, but not particularly unusual. Village life, if you like, in the 1940s and 50s. I wonder how much it's changed. Let me take my glasses off a minute. Somebody yesterday pointed out there was something on my glasses. Can I show you? Can most of you see that little white thing? I think they thought I was rather stupid, even at my age. As a matter of interest, I know it's there. These glasses are 99p, courtesy of Home Bargains. These glasses are, I've forgotten the optician name, around about £200. I could never remember what I'm picking up, and rather than mess about, I can see the difference at a glance. I suppose I'm a bit eccentric, but fair enough, we're all different. I'm going to finish it there today. I'm going to post these two, hopefully. They will go onto YouTube, and if anybody finds them and is interested enough to read them, thank you, and we'll go take it from there. Thank you to YouTubers. Bye bye. Oops.